All right, welcome back to another game of On-Base Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. In this game, we're going to continue our 1980 NLCS replay. This is Game 3. The series is tied at 1 apiece as both teams split in Philadelphia. Philadelphia wins Game 1, 2-1. Mike Schmidt, the go-ahead run in the 7th inning, or go-ahead RBI, I guess, double. And then in Game 2, Nolan Ryan comes back with a 4-hit gem, 8 innings, 4 hits, and he gets the win there as we get RBIs from Craig Reynolds and Alan Ashby in that game. But really the pitching was front and center in that baseball game. In this one, it's going to be as well. We got Joe Niekro going for the Astros and Larry Christenson going for the Phillies. Both of them are going to be sub 3.5 FIPS, so they're both column 1 starters, and we are going to have quite a pitching performance, I think, tonight. So let's go through the starting lineups. For the visiting Phillies, it'll be Pete Rose at first base and leading off, Bate McBride in right field. Mike Schmidt is at third base. He is hitting third. Greg Luzinski is the cleanup man. He's in left field. Manny Trio at second base. Gary Maddox is in center field. He's hitting sixth. Larry Boa is at shortstop. He's hitting seventh. Bob Boone is the catcher. He's hitting eighth. And the pitcher, Christenson, is hitting ninth. He's got a 22 stamina and a 3.35 Sierra on the mound. For the Astros, it's going to be Terry Poole leading off. Enos Cabell is at third base and hitting second. Joe Morgan gets a second start at second base. Jose Cruz is in left field and hitting cleanup. Cesar Cedeno is in center field and he's hitting fifth. Denny Walling gets the start at first for Art Howe in this one. And Luis Pujols gets the start at catcher. He'll be hitting seventh. Craig Reynolds is the 8th place hitter, and Joe Niekro is the pitcher. Niekro can go 30 batters, and he has a 3.34 FIP in 1980. Again, this is played October 10th, 1980, so this is a replay of an actual game. And we're at the Astrodome, and we're ready to get Game 3 started. So Niekro finishing up his pitches, and he will get working at the top of the Phillies order. Joe Niekro, 20-2 in 1980, 3.55 ERA, 256 innings pitched, 127 strikeouts to just 79 walks. Only gave up 12 home runs for a .42 home runs per 9. Not a huge strikeout pitcher. His whip is 136, so he's going to give up some runs, or give us some hits, but not many runs. And let's see how this one goes for the Phillies against Joe Niekro. So leading off is Pete Rose. A 55 to Rose is going to be a line drive, and that's going to be right to the center fielder. Coming on strong is the center fielder Cedeno, and he makes a nice shoestring catch in center. That'll be out number 1, and this game is underway. Bate McBride up next. He is a left-handed batter playing in right field. A 13 is going to be a little grounder that is pulled to the second baseman. No problem at second base for Joe Morgan, who makes a good throw to first to get the speedy McBride, and that will take us to Mike Schmidt. Schmidt having a good series. I don't have the stats on the series yet, but I will at the end. Schmidt, though, driving in runs, getting hits, and making good defensive plays. This is going to be another base hit. This one goes over the first baseman's head down the right field line for a single. Let's go ahead and check the right fielder for an error. That's Terry Poole. He's a plus fielder, so that's going to be no error on the play as he picks it up cleanly and gets it back into the infield. Mike Schmidt at first. He is a 6 speed, but we're not going to let him steal in front of the Bull. 228 average, but 19 homers, 56 RBIs, and he's going to go down swinging for strike 3 as Joe Niekro gets him. And the Phillies are going to strand 1 in the top of the first as Mike Schmidt gets a hit but gets stuck at first. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. Houston gets their first cracks at Larry Christenson. Christenson, 5-1 record in 14 games started, 4.03 ERA in 73 innings. Really a part-time starter, swingman type. A 34 is going to be a fly ball that goes out to straightaway center field. That'll be out number 1. He did have a 3.35 FIP, so pitched a little bit better than his ERA. So let's see how they do in this one. Defense has been a little bit of a problem for the Phillies, but hasn't cost them dearly yet. We'll see how that goes throughout this series. Really, it's Luzinski. He's the real one. But we got a lot of minuses here, and so that hasn't killed Houston yet either, but we'll see if that comes around. This is going to be a chopper to short, and no problem for the shortstop Larry Boa as he wings it over to first for out number 2. 2 down with Joe Morgan to the plate, lefty batter. He's got a little wiggle in his bat, and he has got a 45. A 45 is going to be a base hit. That's a long single, and he's a 6-speed, so he's going to actually turn that into a double as he laces one the other way into the left center field gap, and he's got enough speed to get in there for a 2-bagger. So he'll be in scoring position for Jose Cruz. Cruz 19 batting runs in 1980, but he's going to ground out sharply, but right to Larry Boa here. Boa makes the throw to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the top of the 2nd, no score, and Philadelphia will send up trio Maddox and Boa against Joe Niekro. 46, that's going to be a strikeout as Manny Trio swings through the pitch, and that's going to be out number 1. Brings up Gary Maddox. Maddox, 259 average, 11 homers, 73 RBIs. Had a very good power season, but only a 664 OPS. So just not a great batting season necessarily. I don't know where it all came. Not many walks, maybe. Not much slugging, not much on base. So that's where it came from. He's got a ground out here to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 2. And 549 at bats, only 11 home runs. That's not so bad if you got a couple hundred plate appearances, but you start to get up around 600 and you got 11 homers. That's not driving in a lot. Joe Niekro will face off against Larry Boa. Boa, similar kind of season, just 622 OPS. He's going to fly out here. That goes down the left field line. Coming in hard to the line is going to be Jose Cruz, and he will make the catch. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Niekro against the Phillies. And we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Still no score in this Game 3 of the 1980 NLCS. A 36 off of Christensen's card is going to be a walk. So Cesar Cedeno with a walk. He's 1-7 to steal. We're going to go ahead and steal. I think he's got 4 steals in the first 2 games. But here he's going to get thrown out as his luck runs out. And he is gunned down at second. He needed a 1-7 to be safe. His speed is a 7. And brings up Denny Walling. Walling, first baseman. 44 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to center field. And center field is Gary Maddox. He makes the catch for out number 2. And that brings up Luis Pujols. Pujols playing in the catcher spot. In this one, a -17 batting runs. 35 is going to be a strikeout. So 1-2-3 inning for, actually it wasn't 1-2-3, but it was 3 up, 3 down, I suppose, for Larry Christenson. As they erase the first runner on a caught stealing, so they walk Cedeno, but doesn't come back to hurt him. It's still no score. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's Bob Boone, Larry Christenson, and then back to the top with Pete Rose. A 13 is going to be a ground ball that goes to the shortstop. No problem at short for Reynolds as he makes a good strong throw to first and gets the slow-footed Boone for out number 1. Larry Christenson to the plate. Christenson a +2 batting runs, but won't matter here as he strikes out against Joe Niekro. Niekro with the strikeout looking, and that's going to be out number 2 as Christenson goes down with the strikeout. Pete Rose to the plate now as we're back to the top of the order. Rose lined out to center field in his first at-bat. He's going to ground out here as he chops one to first. No problem for the first baseman, Danny Walling, who takes it to the bag himself. And that's going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Joe Niekro. Phillies were shut out in game 2. So far, they've been shut out through the first 3 innings here. That's 12 innings of shutout baseball for the Houston starting pitching staff, or the Houston pitching staff. Leading off the bottom of the third is going to be Craig Reynolds, then Niekro, then Poole, and this will be a ground ball. Larry Boa handles it and gets it over to first for out number 1. Craig Reynolds now 0 for 1. That's going to bring up Joe Niekro. Niekro -1 batting runs, so third column batter of 56 is going to be a strikeout. 2 quick outs in the bottom of the third for Larry Christenson. Brings up Terry Poole to the plate. Poole a 26. That's going to be a base knock as he hits one into the hole in the left side, on the left side. And let's test out Luzinski, a 1-2, and it'll be an error on the single. And it is no error as Terry Poole will find himself at first base with 2 outs. Poole is a 6. Let's go ahead and try to steal. So 1-6, he'll be safe at second. It's a 10, and he is going to be out, and that's going to end the inning. Well, all right. So we go to, actually, Cabell, he'll stay up, right? He'll lead off the next inning. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. It is still scoreless. And for Philadelphia, it'll be Bake McBride, Mike Schmidt, and Greg Luzinski against Joe Niekro. 55 is going to be a walk. McBride at first. He is a 1-6 to steal. We'll let Mike Schmidt hit away. How about that? 34, that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. No problem in right field for Terry Poole as he has room just in front of the track, and that's going to be out number 1. 1 out with a runner at first base and Greg Luzinski to the plate. Luzinski with the strikeout in his first at bat, but he's going to single here as he hits one right up the middle, and that'll be a base knock, and that's a long single. So that'll push the runner to third base. So on a long single, if the batter has a 6 speed or greater, he gets a double, like a hustle double. And if it is less than 6, he stays at first, but then all the base runners get 1 extra base. So it simulates that one hit into the left center field gap. It simulates hitting it into the gaps or something like that. Manny Trio to the plate with an opportunity to put Philadelphia ahead. A 22 is going to be really good. This is a double or a triple if the D9 is an 8 or greater. It's a 2, and so that's going to be a 2-bagger to left field. And that will score this run. 2 bases puts Luzinski at third. Not going to test that because it's a 1-3. Just a 30% chance of scoring there. So he rips one off of the left field wall. That's going to score Bake McBride, and Philadelphia takes a 1-0 lead on Joe Niekro and the Astros. Brings up Gary Maddox with 2 on and only 1 out. 34 is a base knock, and that'll be hit right up the box. And that's going to score this run. And we're going to try to score Manny Trio. He's a 1-6. It's a 9, and he gets thrown out. At the plate, we're going to go 8-2 on that. and that'll be out number 2. Aggressive base running from me, but we do get 1 RBI out of that. So still a runner at first base, 2 already in for the Phillies, and Larry Boa to the plate. 13 is going to be a grounder, a little tapper right back to the pitcher. No problem with the put out to the pitcher, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. But Philly puts a crooked number up there. It's now 2-0 Phillies over the Astros. And brings up Larry Christenson will be facing Enos Cabell, Joe Morgan, and Jose Cruz. Enos Cabell grounded out to short in his first at bat. 15 is going to be another ground out to the shortstop. Larry Boa being tested in this one, but he has proven himself to be true. And that'll bring up Joe Morgan with 1 out. Morgan with a double in his first at bat, but here he's going to ground out to the shortstop. That's a little tapper to Boa. He makes a quick throw to first and just gets Joe Morgan at first, and that'll be 2 outs. 24 is going to be a strikeout as Jose Cruz strikes out looking, and a 1-2-3 inning, shutdown inning for the Philadelphia starter Christenson, as the Phillies take a 2-0 lead into the top of the 5th. Joe Niekro still on the mound. He's given up 2 runs so far. He's going to have a little ground out here. This goes to first base, a little tapper. Right at first, it's picked up, and the first baseman, Danny Walling, just steps on the bag. That brings up Larry Christenson. Christenson struck out in his first at bat. He's going to fly out here. That's deep to left center or to left field, and it's playable, but it's right at the wall, and that's going to be out number 2 as Larry Christenson gives that one a ride at the Astrodome. Not quite far enough though. That brings up Pete Rose. Pete Rose is 0 for 2 in this one. He's going to have a single here as he punches one through the left side, in between the third baseman and the shortstop. That's going to be an error on the left fielder, so he is going to advance on the E7 as Jose Cruz can't handle the ball on the single through the infield. Scooting on the old AstroTurf at the Astrodome, and he couldn't get a handle on it, and that allows Pete Rose to get into second. He'll be in scoring position for Bate McBride. Bate McBride 0 for 1. He walked and scored in his last at bat. He's going to give this one a good ride down the left field line, and it is hooking toward foul territory, but it's caught deep in left field by Jose Cruz as he makes up for that error and keeps that runner from scoring. And so we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The error doesn't hurt the Astros, and it's 2-0 Phillies as Houston looking for a little bit of offense. It'll be Cesar Cedeno, Danny Walling, and Luis Pujols. 25, that's going to be a fly out to center field. We'll check the error. No error on the center fielder. Yeah, it's Gary Maddox out there making the play on a Cesar Cedeno fly ball. And that's out number 1. Larry Christenson pitching very well in this one. It's got a 23 here. That's going to be a ground out with an error check. That's to the second baseman. And we get an error there on Manny Trio, who boots the ball. It was a little 14 hopper. He just took his eyes off of it, and that puts Denny Walling at first with 1 out. Brings up Pujols to the plate. Pujols with a ground out. This is a little tapper just past the pitcher's mound. That's going to allow the runner to advance, but we're going to go 4-3 on the put out. So that's a ground out with a runner advance, so all runners advance there. The only play is to first. And Craig Reynolds with an opportunity here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Reynolds to get to Niekro. So with 2 outs, we'll have runners at first and second base, and the pitcher Niekro at bat. He's not a bad hitter, -1 batting runs. 56 though, that's going to be a strikeout as we make the call on intentionally walking the 8th place hitter. A little National League Baseball for you from blast from the past. That's going to be 3 down as the Astros strand 2 on base. In the bottom of the 5th, they trail by 2. We go to the top of the 6th. It'll be Schmidt, Luzinski, and Trio against Joe Niekro. 46, that's going to be a strikeout looking as Mike Schmidt goes down for the first time with a strikeout in this one. He's now 1 for 3. Brings up Luzinski. Luzinski he was a strikeout victim. 33, that's going to be another one as he strikes out looking as well. So Joe Niekro getting it working. Again, he had just a 12% strikeout rate, 127 Ks though, 256 innings. And that brings up Manny Trio, and that's going to be 3 strikeouts in a row as he gets him swinging. And that is 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks for Joe Niekro. That's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 6th. Then we head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 is our score. Philadelphia ahead, and Larry Christenson can go 22 batters. He's at 18 right now. So somewhere down in here he can go. That's going to bring up Terry Poole. This will be a strikeout. So everybody's working the strikeouts. As Terry Poole now 1 for 3 in this game number 2 of the 80 NLCS. 35, that's going to be a strikeout. As Enos Cabell swings through one. Cabell with 84 Ks and 600 at-bats. Joe Morgan to the plate. 740 OPS in 1980. A 4 WAR. Pretty good year for the aging second baseman. He's 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a double and a ground out. A 45 is going to be another single as he's going to hit this one down the left field line. And he's going to be able to turn that single into a double with his speed. So Joe Morgan again at second base with 2 outs. And let's see if Jose Cruz can come through this time. He's 0 for 2. Last time he grounded out and that ended the inning. This time he's going to do the same as he taps this one in front of the plate. And just a very frustrating day for Jose Cruz, leaving men in scoring position with his team down. It's 2-0 Philadelphia as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Joe Niekro still in this one. He can go 30 batters before we have to move him, and he's only down 2-0, so we'll just leave him in there. This will be a ground ball to second base. No problem at second base for Joe Morgan. And Gary Maddox is going to be the first out of the 7th. Larry Boa to the plate. Boa 0 for 2. He grounded right back to the pitcher in his first at bat, or his last at bat. He's got an opportunity for a home run here at 66. A blank here on the pitcher. We got a single or a home run if the D9 is a 7 or greater. It's a 9, and Larry Boa turns around on one. Just 2 homers during the season, but he turns on one and rips it down the line. It's a line drive just above the wall. And the fans in Houston are stunned as Philadelphia takes a 3-0 lead. Top of the 7th inning. Brings up Bob Boone. Boone 0 for 2. A 23 is going to be a walk, and I think it's going to be time to exit for Joe Niekro. So let's bring in Dave Smith. Smith came into the game in the actual game. He can go usually multiple innings. Let's see. Right-hander, 228 FIP. Let me finish out this guy. So that ends the day for Joe Niekro. 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He's going to give way to Dave Smith. Smith will take over against Larry Christenson, the opposing pitcher. 25, that's going to be a fly ball out to right field, and there is no error on the plate. So that'll be out number 2. No advancement from the runner. I'm sorry, that was yeah, that was Larry Christenson. We'll call that an F9. Brings up Pete Rose. Rose with a single in his last at bat, a 45. That's going to be another single. This one to right center field, and that will push the runner to third base with 2 outs. And let's see if there's an error on the right fielder, possible error. The right fielder is Poole, and he is not going to make an error there, so he's going to get that back in safely. And that's going to be runners at the corners now with 2 outs, and bait McBride to the plate. McBride hit one all the way to the wall in his last at bat, but he's going to strike out here looking, and that's out number 3. But Philadelphia puts one more on the board with the home run by Larry Boa. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 3-0 Philadelphia over Houston. Larry Christenson still in the game, and he is going to face off against Cesar Cedeno, Denny Walling, and Luis Pujols. So this is a base hit through the right side for Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno now 1 for 2. Do we try to steal with him? Let's not and see how it goes. A 55, that's going to be a line out, and that line drive goes to the left fielder. That'll be out number 1. Let's go ahead and try to steal with Walling now with Pujols up. A 1-7, he's going to be safe at second. Oh, he gets thrown out again. So second caught stealing of the game. So after stealing, going 4 for 4 in stolen bases, he gets caught twice. And so that's going to bring up, actually it's still Pujols, huh? Pujols still, no? Yeah, Pujols still at the plate. So 2 down now for Pujols. He's a minus 17 batting runs, and he's going to go ahead and take a walk there. That is the 3rd walk of the game, one of those intentional for Larry Christenson. And a 34, that's going to be a base hit for Craig Reynolds. That'll push the runner to third base. And the Astros got something cooking here. We got the pitcher spot up. Let's go ahead and we got a pinch hit here, right? So let's bring in Ashby, Art Howe. So let's bring in Art Howe. He'll pinch hit for the pitcher, and we'll have to bring in a new pitcher there. So pinch hitter. So Art Howe, he's a 10, 11 minus 4. He's going to come in here, and he's got an opportunity here with 2 on and 2 outs to help out Houston in a big way. A 26, that's going to be a single right up the middle. So Art Howe comes through. He's going to knock in at least 1, and let's see about the error. That'll push the runner to third base. And no error on the center fielder. So that's going to be an RBI single for the pinch hitter Art Howe as he comes through in the clutch for the Astros. And it is 3-1 now. Philly over Houston. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. And Terry Poole to the plate. Poole is one of the best hitters for the Astros. A 26, that's going to be another hit, and that one is a bounder up the middle, and it just gets through everybody. So that'll be an RBI there. And let's see about an error on the center fielder. No error. So again, going to be pushing that runner to third base. And I think it is time for Larry Christenson to come out. So let's get a Tug McGraw sighting. McGraw lefty, can go 6 batters, 2, 3, 6, and let's go ahead and finish out Christenson. All right, for Christenson, his day ends after 6 2/3 innings. Gives up 7 hits. We'll see how many runs. He's got 2 on the pond right now, and he's given up 2. And he had 3 walks. 1 was intentional, and 6 strikeouts. So decent enough start for them. But the score is now 3-2, and the Astros have the go-ahead run on base, and they have the tying run at third base, with Enos Cabell coming to the plate. Cabell is 0 for 3 in this one. 26 is going to be a ground out right in front of the plate, but we got to check the catcher for an error, and no error on the plate. So he's going to go 2-3 on the put out. That's out number 3. So good job by Tug McGraw to come in and get that out. But Houston puts up a crooked number in the bottom of the 7th, and they get right back in this one. It's 3-2 Philly over Houston. And we head to the top of the 8th inning. This is a brand new ball game. And it's going to be Schmidt, Luzinski, and Trio facing off against Dave Smith. 16 is going to be a fly ball that goes out into deep left center field, running it down. In left field is Jose Cruz, who makes a nice running catch near the warning track, and that's going to be out number 1. Brings Greg Luzinski to the plate, the Bull. 783 OPS in 1990. He's a 9 batting runs in this one, but he's actually 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. A 46 is going to add a 3rd strikeout as he takes a big swing, a precursor to the players of today. Greg Luzinski. Brings up Manny Trio. Trio also 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He gets wood on this one. Out to deep left field. Retreating back on it is the left fielder. That is Cruz. And this one a little less dramatic. He makes the catch near the warning track, and that's going to be out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Dave Smith and the top of the 8th. This one is 3-2 Philly as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up for the Astros is the heart of the order, Morgan, Cruz, and Cedeno. Morgan 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. 25 though is going to be a fly ball, and that's going to go to left center field. Let's see. No error on Luzinski as he makes a nice play in left center. And Joe Morgan is out number 1 in the 8th. Philly trying to hold on to the lead here. Tug McGraw, 236 fifth. 5-4 record in 1980 with a 146 ERA. 56, that's going to be a walk. As Jose Cruz takes the walk. Do we dare try to steal? They're 0 for 2. Why not? Let's go for it. You don't lose unless you try, or you don't win unless you try. 1-6, he's safe. They get thrown out again. Wow. The odds really are against. They're really for them stealing all these bases, but man, they're just not able to. So that should be Cesar Cedeno, huh? Wow, that's 3 huge outs. Bob Boone just gunning folks down. This is going to be a fly ball out to deep left field. Retreating back on it is the left fielder Luzinski, and he makes the catch near the wall. And that's going to be out number 3. So huge plays, huge swings in this one. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. It is 3-2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Dave Smith can go 3 more batters. Let's see if he can make it. 15 is going to be a grounder. That's a little too hopper. Bouncer short. And no problem at shortstop for Craig Reynolds as he gets Gary Maddox at first. Brings up Larry Boa. Boa with the difference home run. He had a home run in his last at-bat. 24, though, is going to be a strikeout as he becomes strikeout victim number 3 for Dave Smith. One more batter to get for Smith. It's going to be Bob Boone to the plate. A 25 is a fly out. That's going to go to left center field, and that will be caught in left center field by the center fielder. That is Cedeno. And that's going to put away the Phillies in regulation. Let's see if Houston has a comeback or not. It's going to be Walling, Pujols, and Reynolds against Tug McGraw. McGraw can go, he's gone 2-4. He can go 6 before you have to move him. And let's see if he can close this one out. Denny Walling is 0 for 3. A 45, though, is going to be a base hit. That's wrapped over the second baseman's head. Coming over to grab it quickly is the right fielder, Bate McBride. And there's no error. And so Walling will be at first with nobody out. Now, Walling's speed is not great. So let's see here. We'll put Landestoy out there. Landestoy is going to be pinch running for Denny Walling. So how do you, is it here? I think that's a indication of a pinch runner. Oh, here. So Landestoy, pinch runner in the 9th. And he is a 7 speed. All right, we're going to live and die with it. So 1 to 7, he's going to be safe at second. It's a 4, and finally they get a stolen base. So they get a runner into scoring position right when they needed it. Luis Pujols to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. The 23 is going to be another walk. And 2 are on, but that's not necessarily a good thing, as the double play is in order now. Craig Reynolds to the plate. A 46 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to dead center field. Not deep, and that'll be out number 1. We're going to need to get another pinch hitter here. That's going to be who could it be? Let's go with the right-hander, Jeffrey Leonard. Leonard is a -7, 0, 7, so it's plus. Jeffrey Leonard into the game. He's got 2 on and 1 out. He's got a lot of speed, 36. That's going to be a walk. And is Tug McGraw starting to lose it? Don't know. But Philadelphia has to play the infield in here. So anything hit to an infielder, if it's a fielder's choice, it goes home. If it's a double play, it goes home to first. And that would end the game. A 45. Oh, Terry Poole with a long single is going to give everybody an extra base. That's going to score this run, and that's going to be a game-winning RBI single from Terry Poole, as he's going to drive in this run from second base. To the plate is Luis Pujols with the wheels, and A 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 9th inning is going to give Houston a 4-2 or 4-3 win. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, man. Wow, that's something. All right, that's a big star right there. 2 RBI single for Terry Poole. He drove in 3 of the 4 runs for Houston, and he is definitely going to come out of this with the player of the game. Terrific performance from him. He was 3 for 5 on the day. He did get caught stealing once, but he comes through when they need it the most. All right, so this is the ending for Game 3, 1980 NLCS, and Houston now leads 2-1 over Philadelphia. Philadelphia had this one in hand the entire game, and then 4 runs in the last 3 innings for the Astros sealed the win. I'll come back with more about this game in game number 4. I got to run right now, but the win's going to go to Dave Smith. The loss is going to go to Tug McGraw, and neither starter figured into this one. Both went a little more than 6 innings, and that is how she wrote this one. So we head to game number 4, Houston up 2-1, and a terrific game number 3. Walk-off, 2-run single from Terry Poole, and Houston leads. All right, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. If you like what we're doing, just click that little thumbs up. It's super easy to do. And if you want to purchase this season set, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, and it should be right there at the top of the website, the 1980 on-base baseball set. And you can get this to play with cards, or you can play it with the roster sheet set, which looks like this. So you have the 1980 season set, and then you have all the players here with their stats. It's essentially everything that's, well, it's not essentially, it's exactly everything that's on these cards. It's just in this form here, like a spreadsheet. And then you can take these values, you put them into your spread or into your score sheet, and then you use this game engine chart to be able to play right off your score sheet, so that this is all you need for the game, plus your roster sheets that you can use for substitutions, things like that. But all of these results here, you can find them in the columns here for the appropriate players. So Larry Christenson, he is a 2-hitter, and he would be in this column here. So all of these results you can see are here. So 66 is a walk, and 11 is a home run, 11 to 66. So it's just a different way to play the game. It's not a different game, and you can play it however you want to. Some gamers don't like to do all the cutting and everything with the cards. Some like to have the cards. Whatever you want, man. It doesn't matter to me. So I make it for both ways that you can play that. And then you'll get the game guide. You'll get this score sheet. There's another one that's not a traditional 9-inning score sheet, or 12 or 13 or whatever it is. And then what else will you get? I think that's it, but there might be more. I'm not sure. I can't remember. There's also some free resources on the website as well. But go check it out, and I'll put the link directly to the on-base baseball seasons. I have multiple seasons from the 1940s all the way through to today. So you can kind of pick and choose, and I'll be filling in more seasons as we go along. But I think that's it from here. I appreciate everybody's support, and if you like this, share it. Consider telling other people about it. If you played on base, consider sharing that with other people as well. And it's a great game, plays very quickly, and easy to play. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.